Hello again, YouTube. Welcome to another garden video update. Wanted to show you a few items that are growing in the garden right now and how they're advancing their growth instead of producing, but whichever you prefer. These are our purple sweet potatoes that we put in bins this year. As you can see, still getting things attacking the leaves, but they are growing, and we're hoping to have some really good purple sweet potatoes in the future. This is the first year we're trying to put them in totes, seeing if that's going to work any better. We hope that it does. We'll have to let you know on that. Over here we have our lettuce totes, and we keep eating these. We just keep ripping them off. As you can see down on the bottoms, we're ripping all the leaves off until they get to the top. These ones are actually starting to go to seed now, so my wife's going to be collecting the seeds, and that way we'll have some lettuce for next year. All of these here are growing nicely. These are our regular potatoes here. As you can see, we've got lots of interesting things growing. We left a couple leeks in, and they're flowering. Got these huge bulbs on there. We've also got some kale, some radishes, some celery growing. We got our tomatoes growing. We've got our onions growing. These are the purple onions. We've got white onions and more garlic. Here's our asparagus. Kind of hard to see through the fence, but let me go inside here so you can see. Asparagus, asparagus, asparagus. It is growing nicely. It's taken 3 years to get to this point, and my wife's finally happy that it's giving us some nice asparagus for her to eat. Then of course next to that, sorry about the fast movement, is our 2 strawberry beds, and these are really getting nice. They're really getting nice and big, nice big healthy leaves. Inside here we're getting some nice size strawberries. They're not huge strawberries. We have to figure out what the problem is with that. They're not super huge. It might just be the type of strawberries we're using. I'm not sure, but we're getting enough to eat strawberries almost every day, so that's good. Then the next is going to be our zucchini squash. Got a couple here. This one here, don't know what attacked it, but something it ate did not like it, or something that ate it didn't like. My wife has pulled off the last few zucchinis that were on here. Sneak in here and see if there's any growing in there. I don't see any right now, but these are really nice big beautiful leaves on there. Here is our artichoke plants. We've already taken artichokes off of these twice. These will be the third sets of them here, and over here. Keep getting these weird spidery bugs. I don't know what they are, but they're eating away at something that they probably shouldn't. Hopefully we're going to end up with maybe 3 or 4 more for the season, and that'll be a nice plant to keep going. These are the last bit of our garlics. They keep turning brown on the top, so we were pulling them and drying them out. My wife's making garlic powder out of them, and also going to use them for reseeding for next season. We have perilla that decided to grow all on its own over here again, near where it was before, and another squash plant in here, zucchini squash. Don't know if you can see all the way down in there, but there is some zucchinis growing in there. This particular area we have to be careful of anytime that's next to the edge of the outside fence, is where we're going to get the snakes coming in wanting to hide and coil up underneath these things. Tomatoes, growing nice. Here are my secret jalapeno plants, and yes, they are budding some flowers, which means I will have some jalapenos in hopefully another month or so. A lot of nice potatoes. We have regular potatoes in here as well as the purple sweet potatoes that we're growing outside. Here is our kale, and we've been pulling off kale and eating it and making it with different things. This is our tomatoes, and if you can see, they're green right now, but these are the first tomatoes of our season, and we're really happy with them right now. We've got to constantly come out here and keep checking for the green ringhorn worms that get on here and eat them, which are not a happy thing. Here's another ginormous celery plant, I believe it is. And here's one of those seed bulbs from the leeks. More tomatoes, more tomatoes, more tomatoes. You can see they are getting pretty decent size. Still green, but they're getting there. Brussels sprouts. Yeah, I wish I knew what we were doing with Brussels sprouts. It sounded like a good idea at the time when we started growing them. But I don't know when a Brussels sprout becomes a Brussels sprout, because as you can see down on the bottom, they are not staying like Brussels sprout shape. They're actually like opening up. They're not staying in little tight little balls that we think they're supposed to be. So we don't know quite what we're doing wrong, or if they're only supposed to stay tiny and then we're supposed to pick them. We don't know. So we're just letting them grow and grow, and hopefully something's going to make it look like it's a Brussels sprout. This is the bottom of one of the other ones here. You can see it's just got a little Brussels sprouty looking thing, barely big enough to fit in my fingers here, and that's what's all up and down the base of them. And then there's a couple here that are a little bit bigger, but they're, it's like a flower and it's opening up. So I don't know, like I said, don't know what we did wrong with that. We ended up pulling out all of the carrots, except for the ones that are seeding. So we're going to get some seeds for next year. We're also going to be changing something with the soil and the soil depth that we use for the carrots for next season, because ours, they grew really shallow and they just grew weird shapes. Put up one of our little mini greenhouse canopies here, and to try to protect some of these other new veggies that are growing in here, and they seem to be doing really nice, and that's good. Of course, you can see all the other potatoes and eggplants and things that we have growing over here. Back over to this side, as you can tell, it's a weeded mess, but we don't want to really mess with the squashes and things that are growing over here too much. It has not been but maybe a couple weeks since the last time I videoed out here, and you can see the weeds grow quick, but so does the fruit. And as you can see here, that's a pretty good size looking squash there. We also have some other squash, watermelon plants growing in all these different areas. Underneath all of these baskets, the white baskets, pink baskets, those are other ones as well. We have other zucchinis and cantaloupes growing throughout here. It's just a mixture of everything that's viney is what we put in this area. And we do have some other stuff that is growing. Over here, we've got a nice little squash. It sounds like I've got a neighbor deciding to shoot off his gun while I'm making a video. So I'm going to have to go get my bigger guns and shoot mine, make him mad next time. Here's some more wonderful plants. Here's our corn. Now my wife has planted the first 2 to 3 corns, and those are the multicolored, or what I call the Indian corn. And then a couple weeks later, she planted these corns, I don't know if that's a word, these regular yellow corn, and then we're going to be planting some additional corn every couple weeks or every month. We're going to plant a couple more little starter plants, and then that way we'll constantly have corn growing. This one here, you can see we've got several little squashes growing on here. Wonderful little baby plant growing, and it's not really that big of a plant that's right here, but we already have 4 or 5 little squashes growing on here, so that's really awesome. This of course is my favorite. This is our grape vine, and wow, is it doing awesome this year. It is I love green grapes, and I am going to be green grape sick after all of these. We built this trellis and put up this safety wire, and I put the safety wire up here 4 thick and wrapped it around and hung it across, and it was straight across, and it's actually got anchors so I can tighten it down. It is actually pulling the concreted in board in, and it is sagging the wire down in the middle because it is so heavy with all of the grapes. There's grapes almost touching the ground, going all the way up in through here, all the way up in here, all the way along here. There's grapes, and grapes. Hopefully camera will pick them up. Looks kind of shadowy to me, but there's grapes all the way along here. We kept trying to keep it off the fence, but it is growing, trying to escape the confines that we have it in. We still do have in here a bird's nest. Trying not to touch it too much, but there's a bird nest in there. We don't know if there's any eggs in it yet. I can't see in there, but it's in there. I don't want to touch too close because then the mama bird will leave and leave all the babies in there if there was any. Yep. That is some nice looking grapes. But there's a better view of our wonderful little nest. Hopefully there's little baby birds coming soon. That'll be nice. This is our tallest corn here, and this is 5 foot fencing here, so it's going, starting to get the shoots out the top, which means it's going to be making us some corn soon. Yeehaw! Dart back in here real quick and show you our fig tree. This is the one that does the best in here. You can see all of our little baby figs growing. These are our raspberries, I'm guessing, or blueberries and blueberries. Can't remember now. I believe these are the blueberries, but there's just 2 different types of blueberries growing here. They say that that's the best way to grow them. Our date tree outside is doing something. I don't know. We don't have any dates on it yet. It does have little flowers, which it's, when we watch some YouTube videos, that's what it says. It's supposed to get little flowers, and from the little flowers should come forth some dates, I guess. I don't know. And yes, I need to cut my grass again. The grass grows extremely quick out here. This is our peach tree, 2nd year going, and we have probably, you can see it here, here's 1 peach, and then down here there's 2 peaches there, and there's 1 here that's hanging on for dear life, it seems like. And that is pretty much all that are left. All the rest of them fell off on their own. They committed suicide. They had enough and just couldn't handle it and jumped. So hopefully next year we'll have some more. This is the other 3 fig trees we have, and we have, I think, 2 different varieties, just so that we could get the mix that we're supposed to. These ones are finally starting to show some, oops, I can get in here, some fig growth on them, which is awesome. especially since some of these trees are not very big. This one here is only about 4 feet tall, but you can see we got some good healthy figs growing on there. It's going to be awesome. This one as well, got some wonderful figs growing on these bushes. And then the best is actually over here in the woods, where we have all of this. A lot of this is dewberry, which is just basically a really icky sticker bush for us. But you can see all of the red berries. That is actually blackberries growing. And you can see here are some wonderful blackberries. And my wife comes out here when she's watering like she is now, and she'll just walk by and pick them and eat them. So I don't even get to get them inside the house to make any jelly out of right now. But there is some black ones on there. Maybe not enough to make any jelly yet, but you know, as you can see, all of the red, they are going to be turning black, and I'll have to get a bunch and freeze them, and we'll make some more jelly, because that was some really good jelly, especially when the fruit is free. It always tastes better. Well, that's the garden update for today. I want to thank everybody that subscribes to my channel. I saw that I have actually 19 subscribers now, which means there's some new people that are watching my videos for some reason. I don't know. I don't feel that I'm that entertaining to watch, but hopefully it's fun for you guys. Like I said, I appreciate you guys watching them. Leave comments if you want. Share, subscribe, all that. Maybe I'll hit 100 subscribers one day. Who knows? I'm not trying to do this as a job and earn money like some people, but I think the more people that I can share my garden with, and I can watch their videos and learn from each other, that's the best thing. You know, as again, you know, everything that we do here is a blessing from God to us, and we want to give back whatever we can. So, you know, thumbs up to the man upstairs, you know, and I hope you guys enjoy. Talk to you later.